I think we are ruining our regional and national languages by using English words and phrases in our day to day conversation. We are shrinking our language's vocabulary. Will studying in our mother tongue solve the problem? And can it be implemented nationwide? And learning English only as a language? Yes, studies have shown worldwide that children learn any concept best in their mother tongue. And therefore, this requirement to first learn a foreign language and then learn various concepts in education, it is a concept that is way past its date, you know. And this demonstrates that we are so mentally colonized. Our leadership is so mentally colonized. Our entire system is so colonized even today. I mean, the British left 70 years ago, but we are still using everything that the British gave us. I mean, which they imposed upon us. Their language, their colonial judicial system, their colonial bureaucracy, their colonial IPS, their colonial parliamentary system, everything. And our so called leaders are so invested in the system that brought them to power that they don't want to change anything. And therefore, India needs some leaders who are willing to destroy the system that brought them to power and remake it in a way that it serves the country. And so, yes, I am very much, very strongly in favor of eliminating English completely and having a two language system instead of the three language or five language system that we have today. Mother tongue and a civilizational language. That's it. No English. We don't need English. Do the Chinese study English? Those Chinese who go to the US, they do learn English. But China is progressing so rapidly without the use of English. There is this misconception among Indian people, that English is the language of science and technology. What absolute nonsense. Do the Japanese develop all their technology in English? Japan is the most technologically advanced nation in the world. Everything is done in Japanese. Their entire education system is in Japanese. Their English is very poor, and they are perfectly happy with it. And the same goes for the Chinese. Everything is in Chinese. So why are we so obsessed with English? It is hampering this country. It is hampering the progress of every child. It is pulling the country backward. We need to do away with English in our education system. The reason why English is so important is because every job interview is conducted in English. If you don't know English, then you're looked upon as an inferior person, etc. So it has to start with the education system. And the government needs to give clear guidelines to every corporation and everybody that you need to do away with English. It has to come from the top. So yes, it will really help the country if all the education is done in the mother tongue and in a civilizational language. Only two languages, no English, no foreign language. So why is higher education only given in the English language? Well, that continues with the previous question. Because India's system is a colonial system, the British never really left. See, basically, India was given independence. Independence was given to India. We did not take independence from the British. The way to take independence from a foreign occupier is by destroying that person, is by defeating them in warfare or in battle. It is all about violently overthrowing the foreign occupying regime. When you do that, you gain independence on your own terms. And therefore, the leadership that emerges out of that independence is a leadership that strongly opposes every foreign thing that was imposed on your country. And that's when you start straight away with decolonization. Now, when the foreign occupier hands over independence to you as a gift, then they do it on their terms and they will hand over power to people they prefer. And that's what happened in India. So the power was handed over to, we know who, right? We know what happened. And therefore, we got independence on the terms that the British set. And that's why everything is still continuing as if the British never left. And that is why higher education is still only given in the English language. And that's why all our politicians are invested in the system that the British gave us. So that is the reason we are still colonized. We have never decolonized. The moment a foreign invader leaves, the first thing you have to do is to undo everything they have done, because whatever they did, whatever they imposed upon you, was for their own benefit, not for your benefit. So that is the first thing that should have been done after the British left. That was to undo everything. It was to remove every British system and institution and start from scratch with an Indian system. So even now we have not done that, and that is why we are still conversing in English and learning in English.